Hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome to a beautiful morning in Glenmalure, Ireland. We are, of course, playing Farming Simulator 2013 with the more realistic mod on this awesome, more realistic mod-ready map. So, I've been, as I said I would do, I have been cutting grass. And yes, I am using this little sickle mower to do so. So we're just going to lower him down, actually. Might as well get a little more over to where we want to be. So I hope everyone is doing fine today. Thanks to all of you for watching my last episode, including, and I'm really pleased to see it, the mod author of this map. So, hope he was happy with the job I did. I'm certainly happy with the job he did, I'll tell you, because this map is wonderful. Alright, let's turn this thing on. And get these last few little rows chopped down. Thank you to one of my subscribers for letting me know that usually if you want to operate the controls to make something work, you gotta make sure you got that portion of the machine selected. In this case, when I did the entire harvest in our nice class harvester without opening the top, well yeah, if you select the harvester rather than the header, and then press the button that tells you it will do what it's supposed to do, it actually does that. So, that's been sorted out. So, thanks again. It's kind of a noobish derp, but hey, who says when you've got 600 hours into something you're not still a noob, right? Yeah. Okay. You may be wondering why I'm just using a little sickle mower to cut all this grass. As you can see, this was a fair-sized field, and make no mistake, yes, it did indeed take me a fair bit of time. I kind of prefer it. For one thing, this is a lot easier on fuel. This little tractor runs this sickle mower no problem. It can do it all day, and this entire field, even though this tractor's only got 100-something liter fuel tank, as you can see, it took next to nothing. So, well worth it, and it's not, as far as it goes, it's not really comparably slower to using, you know, one of the $10,000 grass heads that you can get, the big cutters. But, because either way you are very limited. It's not like some of the units where you can pretty much, especially with ESL, you know, accelerate them to where you're cultivating or plowing or doing whatever it is you want to do at a fairly, well, shall we say, eccentric rate. Grass cutting very seldom allows you to do that. There we go. Yes, I know. Why would you possibly bother? I don't know. Just one of them things. Oh yeah. I have finished cultivating and planting and fertilizing, well, spraying anyways, the 2 fields that we harvested. So that little project is underway. They are now both currently growing a brand new round of wheat for us. Keep in mind that, as I mentioned when I filled the seeder, and thank you to the people that told me where to find it, although of course I did find it before the end of the episode, so doesn't count, nanner. Keep in mind you can't just flip from one type of seed to another and just happily go and do up everything you need to do up. Your seed is extremely expensive. That little tiny Amazon cedar was about $4,000 worth of seed, and that's wheat, which is, I believe, the cheapest seed available in the MR mod. So, yeah. With that in mind, And I think we are done, aren't we? Cool. With that in mind, you don't want to be wasting. And of course, especially this being the first time around, where I don't really know how much seed a field, any particular field, is going to take, because it's the first time I've done it. As it turned out, you know, one field took about 10% more than the other, but they're weird shapes, so it's kind of hard to judge. So, between the two of them, I think they used between 80 and 90% of that $4,000 worth of seed. So, yeah. It wouldn't have been worth dumping it and trying to go for something else, because you would have gotten only a portion of your money back. And then, of course, you've got to pay for the all-new seed that you're going to do, and if you don't use it all, then you're back to square one, and it very rapidly becomes a big money issue. Speaking of money issues, you'll notice we have $86,000. And you may have, or may not have, noticed that when we signed off the last time, we were sitting at over $200,000. So, did we pay off the lawyers and all that? Yeah, we did, but kind of in a better way than I had hoped for. I.e., you see our quite pretty John Deere tractor sitting there, huh? Aha. That's just one of the little perks. I'm going to park this little puppy over here and hop out. Because it turns out that the way these particular tax laws work, and because we do farm here for a living, anything that's sunk into the farm is not considered an asset. It's considered basically a whole separate entity. So, most of that $200,000 went to throwing a whole bunch of equipment on the farm that we may or may not eventually use, and then the amount of cash we were allowed to have left over was dependent on the size of our basically usable land, right? So I scooped up a couple of more fields that are nice and close to the farm, which allowed us to be able to keep $150K. However, by the time we bought some new gear, like this really nice John Deere, and a couple other things, like a fairly cheap milk trailer, because I realized we didn't have one. Yeah, this is what we had left for killing. So let's have a look in our nice new tractor here. It, of course, has pretty nice layout, eh? Very cool. What else we got here? Oh, we're on the windrower at the moment. How about we switch out here? So, all wheel, we got work lights, the doors, the windows, all of that such happens. And key 5 will give us a Unterlinker FH clapping. Well, I'm all for the FH clapping, I am. Alrighty. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I'm afraid to press the 5 button because I just don't know what kind of clapping we're going to get here. So, but it is a really nice modeled tractor. Works very well. You know, you can go down and look at things like the hitch points and where they hook up and how all that goes. The modeling is absolutely superb. So, let's get her off and see how this looks rode up. Because you will notice again, like, I mean, the textures are certainly not your stock FS13. The amount of work on this is just amazing. Like, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm just enjoying the heck out of this map. So, I have, and I'm going to head over to FSUK here at some point, as I am a member of that particular site, and post in the forums to SCmodding, Steve, the fellow that made the map, because I have found a couple of things that are slightly worrisome. One, the sprayer system I was going to use and that we originally owned was in fact from the small farming pack. The problem was where the spray trigger is. There's a little lip on that barn, and I guess because of the tiny size of the wheels on the trailer that the sprayer's on, I had quite a bit of trouble getting it in, but even worse, when I turned around and went to come back out, the tractor didn't have enough power to be able to get this thing unstuck from this little tiny lip in the ground. So that was a little bit bothersome. It was eventually one of those deals, you know, where you connect and disconnect and connect and disconnect and inch your way to the point where it kind of makes it jump over that hump to be able to connect your tractor. Well, I'm trying not to go too fast. What? Surely speed 2 is enough. Oh man, look at that. All that missed area. Oh no. Whoop. Oh well, we'll catch her on the next one around. I guess we'll go down to 1 for a moment here. What was the other thing that I had noticed? Oh yeah, when I logged back in, after I finished cultivating and getting a couple other things done there, I went and picked up our milk trailer so I could collect whatever was in the tanks before Mr. Milk Truck decided he was going to. So I think what I'll do here is I'll just turn the ESL down a little bit. There we go. Still faster than speed 1, but it should keep us in good stead. So I parked it in the place where is marked off to collect milk, and sure enough it worked. It took the tiny bit of milk we had. But I noticed when I logged on, the trailer's not there now. I mean, it's there, but it's not where it's supposed to be. It's actually about, I don't know, 10 feet forward of the square that I left it in. So, like I said, I mean, not a serious thing, but that's usually pointing to something being not quite right when things tend to drift, right? So, yeah. And you'll notice I'm just doing a funny job of this. Yeah, why not? It actually, I tried it once, and although it's a lot of work and you got to sort of think about it, but you can take an entire field down to one row just by doing this, basically drawing rows down on top of each other until you end up with that single amazing stripe in the middle. So, but I figured this would be a good way to at least partially deal with our mess in the corner. So I'm going to obviously windrow all of this. I do not think I'm going to tether it. I think I'm going to collect at least half of it, and then alright, we didn't end up losing it all that time. That bit of a decrease with the ESL did the trick, so that's nice to see. Yeah, I'm going to pick up about half of it as grass with the forage wagon, and then I think I'll come back with the tedder and do the other half up into bales. Whether it'll get me much more than a single bale or not is really sort of hard to say. I don't expect a heck of a lot. I mean, you know, this excuse me, this is the MR mod, and that usually means that you're not going to make the crazy cuckoo numbers without some real effort. See, you're getting all carried away with things there, buddy. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, the, see, I would require, well, perhaps not this exact one, but I would require a larger tractor than that little Landini if I was going to, use a different mowing system for now, you know. And fuel is very expensive with the MR mod. You know, it's not just seeds. We spent, well, $4,000 on seeds and about another $20,000 on fertilizer to put 2 fields down. So, before they have even grown, we are, yeah, you know, a lot of dollars invested. So, we gotta hope the payoff's pretty good. It's not like you need to be slamming things onto hard mode when you throw MR in there. So you see what I mean by this is reducing the row. Now, of course, that very outside one I didn't include because I didn't start till our second time around. So it won't be all a matter of one row by any means. Right? And I may, in fact, do all of this one up as grass and then just simply let it grow out again. This is field 2. We have 3 fields of grass. This was sort of, you know, a little easier to get to or whatever, so. Amazing how often that is the reason for being the choice of the day, isn't it? There's just no real clean way to do that corner. So, I'm sure you're going, oh my god, is this going to be a whole episode of windrowing? So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's bring our little friend to a stop here. Shut that craziness down in the back. Boom. Maybe we'll even just put him up for the moment. Alright, good enough. We'll shut him down. Let's go have a look. There we go. Here's our other new tractor. Got this funky little New Holland. Quite a nice tractor. This is the 420, T8 420. It actually has a an 8-cylinder, 420 horse engine in her. So she do pull pretty much anything we can throw at it. Interior textures are, well, I would have to say a little lacking. You know, just for that. But other than that, she runs really well. Like I said, it's a bear for power. It's got good sound. It has kind of a weird suspension. I mean, like if we, I mean, you can see the cab and everything is suspended individually, but when you're inside, it kind of almost looks like she's shaking herself apart a little bit. So, I mean, from the outside, you look at it and you can see that, oh yeah, okay, it's rocking up and down on the wheels and it's doing all of that, but it seems much more extreme from the inside. The other thing I did was a little property improvement here. You see over there in that field? He says as he drives into the wrong field and pretends he meant to do it. So yeah, over here, this is one of the fields I bought. So we have that we can figure out what to do with. And over here, we have a small straw processing plant that will pay us for putting power onto the grid. And a couple of sheds. I figured place to store extra hay and happiness like that. So, there you go. We also own this little field. Like I said, just clustered right around the farm itself. There we go. Whereas things like this big monster, no, we don't own this. So, I'm not sure what it costs. Most of the fields actually were really cheap. I don't think any of them cost us more than 20. And here's our other little wheat field, right? So, happy, happy, joy, joy. Let's go up to the next gate. Don't want to go disturbing the cows with the tractor for no particular reason. Here we go. So, here, we'll have a look here. Show you guys what I mean. It's awful dark for 6:15 in the morning on what's supposed to be a sunny day. So yeah, see? this is the square, and it was parked here because I put the little bit of milk that was in there, and now it's out here. I said it's certainly not a big deal, you know, and in no way detracts from a map that is, you know, absolutely amazing as this one is. Alright, let's put this little thing back to bed. We wasted $60 worth of gas. Gonna tour around the farm. So yeah, that's one of our new tractors. I got rid of the two really old ones that we had sitting about. They're basically, other than collector value, there's not to them. See the cab rock when the engine shuts off? Just trippy, man. And we have another harvester, slightly smaller, but this guy, the 218 Dominator, we are going to use for, if you didn't guess from the head, cutting corn. Yes, that's the one. So there we are. And here, of course, is the seeder we used, which, like I say, is darn near empty now. But yeah, this little tiny rim here, I guess that the doors would run on. Yeah. And that was it, as far as I would go. And full power. And that was with the this white tractor here. So it's not like I had a little snuffer behind her. That's got some good guts. So there you go. That's where we are. So I think, guys, I'm going to... oh, you're making me crazy. Moo! Indeed. You, sir, are going back to where you're supposed to be. Why? Because I kind of think that if I don't make sure you are on that square, that Mr. Milk Truck's going to come along here and take what little bit of milk we get. And I need that for our wee sheeps. You can see we only got 49, which was 0%, but anything else? Ooh, look at that. We're all the way up to 5%. See that? We could have lost that to the milk truck. Don't want that. Now, stay there. I have to go find a rock or something, throw it under the wheel as a block, I think. Or I could go find a block and throw it under the wheel as a chalk. Alright, well, like I said, I'm not going to bore you guys with windrow and the rest of that field. And, well, I think you've probably seen me haul a forage wagon around before. So, oh yeah, this is kind of funny, eh? Something I've noticed with the New Holland now. You notice now all of a sudden it's got twin wheels in the back? Okay. That's actually, if we get inside her here, or better yet, if we start it from out here, watch, I'm going to press the preheat. Okay, now it's got twin wheels front and back. Right? Start the engine up. Now it has none. Yeah, the same key for the auto start mod is also operating the twin wheels. So that could be a bit of an issue, because it basically means I cannot drive it with see now as I shut it off. Oh, it's just too funny. There we go, it's in preheat mode. Now I'll get out, and I've got this tractor sitting here that's just tires everywhere, tires. Perfect. Anyway, guys, I think that's gonna do her for now. Are you staying put? Right on. Probably only does it when you're not looking, right? Yeah. So, yeah, the trailer I had for the sprayer had wheels about this size. And like I said, that was more than enough. Even that Lambo tractor could not haul her out of there. So, or the Hurleman, sorry. It's the Hurleman, that's a Lambo. Alright. Okay, guys, until next we meet, this has been Species 7. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We're going to go have a look at our animals next time around, I think. Make sure they're all staying fat and happy, and maybe do something with that. Or whatever's on there at the time. In fact, I just don't like that trailer. Because that's it, isn't it? We're going to get 4 bales and not a penny more. Oh well, we'll deal with that. Till then, though, as I say, been Species 7. Take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now.